Hi, it's Splinterverse. Welcome to another episode of D&D New Releases, the show where we talk about new third-party products for Dungeons & Dragons from both Dungeon Masters Guild and DriveThruRPG. We cover 20 new titles from each of those sites. This is not a review show, as we have not looked at any of these products in full, so please venture into them at your own discretion. We do include alphabetical links to all of the titles shown in this video in the video description. So if you want to help the channel, please use those links to purchase these titles. You can also support by purchasing one of our books, two of which are shown on screen right now, and those are also linked in our video description. Please subscribe and share the video as well. It helps the channel and all of the creators in today's episode. This week's episode covers titles released between June 18th and the 24th of 2021. We've got all kinds of stuff in this episode, everything from 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons through Pathfinder, OSR, whether it's subclasses, modules, settings, you name it, it's in here, so stay tuned all the way to the end so you can see what's out there this week. First we have Historia, an adventures book. Historia is a Renaissance dark fantasy setting for 5th edition with a continent called Vesteria that's a ruthless land full of intrigue and populated by anthropomorphic animals. This particular book includes 18 new playable races called familiae, divided into species that allow you to play as over 50 different types of anthropomorphic animals. It's got 10 new classes designed to fit a Renaissance setting, firearms rules, new backgrounds, and new systems of factions and careers with ranks and prestige, and encounters for characters from the world of Historia. Let's take a look inside. It's also $9.90 on sale right now from Mana Project Studio at 160 pages. And the full preview wasn't working, so we're going to look at the quick preview here. Don't get to see much in it, but I've looked at some of their other stuff. It's pretty well done. I mean, the art is nice. You can see these nice detailed borders they've got, and it's spacious, right? They're not crowding all this in here, but you know, just looking at the cover here. Very beautiful art, and that's one of the anthropomorphic animals. Yeah, definitely, if you're interested in playing as an animal, this is a really good option for you, and Renaissance is fun too. So check it out on DriveThruRPG. Next we've got Bone King's Tomb. It's a second level adventure from Kel'Thuzel's Tales, and it's $6.49 for 17 pages. And it's recommended average party level of 2. Experience, you get roughly 1,200. It's a dungeon crawl, and it can be in any setting. And can take about 3 hours. So the adventure can be adapted to your campaign or played as a one-shot. You explore a dungeon guarded by the undead and push forward as you try and find what exactly it is that the undead are protecting. This adventure is very much focused on dungeon crawling, and will allow you to bring a moderate to hard difficulty challenge dungeon to the table as your players try and tackle every danger that the tomb has to throw at them. Skeletons, shadows, even bigger skeletons, and traps are there to make the adventurer's life difficult. Sounds like a lot going on. That's cool, and I like all the undead stuff. Let's see what it looks like inside. So you've got the table of contents, some nice art there. Kind of an intro, some more nice art. It's got the wizard style, which we like. And then here's the background. It says the Bone King, as he was later nicknamed, was just like any other king of his time. He ruled during a very peaceful time with little to no conflict around him. He never went through the sorrow of having to watch those close to him leave too soon because of war or anything else. However, when a couple of the people in his council became sick and all started dying one after the other, he started to feel the pain that comes with losing someone close to you. So it sounds like an interesting take on it. I mean, he wasn't worthless, and then something happened to start killing people off. So it could be a good starter for a even long campaign if you wanted. But yeah, you get to see 6 of the 17 pages in here. Nice artwork and clean layout, so check it out if you're in the market for an adventure. This might be a good option. It's $6.49 here on DriveThru. Next we have Memorable Monsters from Crit Academy. Look at that cool cover with the tiger or leopard, whatever that is. It's a big cat, And they've got a watermark PDF for $14.99, or you can get a soft cover or hardcover, or combine them for a discount, which is awesome. We love to see all those various options. And it's 136 pages. It's already got 3 ratings of full 5 stars, so that's pretty good. And it says it's a manual of monsters and NPCs. It says here at the Crit Academy, they believe that truly memorable monsters are more than just stat blocks. They are fully fleshed out creatures that allow you to draw from and include many facets of their lives and nature. With our Memorable Monsters book, we have created 50 unique monsters, complete with backgrounds, complex motives, quirks, and flaws. I like that. So they're doing more than just the usual. It says it's the ultimate guide to monsters, with 50 fully fleshed out monsters, from ancient powerful dragons who seek to subjugate the kingdoms around their lair, to once powerful wizards who flew too close to the sun and are now cursed. Okay, cool. So they got a wide array here. It seems like they're not all just dragons. There's detailed background, short and long-term goals, and different ways to include the monster into your stories and campaigns, from a traditional villain or a source of information to a quest giver, merchant, or ally. You'll find what you need to make all your encounters memorable. So, and then they've got a little trailer here that you can watch. So that's awesome. Let's look inside and see. So they've got nice clean credits here and table of contents. So you can see here's all the different monsters. And then, yeah, look at that nice art they've got for 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙬𝙤. And so then this is kind of an intro, and then background, current motives, as an information giver, quest giver, a merchant, long-term motives, bond. Okay, so yeah, they're giving you quite a bit more information than you would normally get. Yeah, so let's pick one. We'll kind of keep scrolling through here. You're getting to see 19 of the 136 pages. So, alright, Arwell, Hybrid Unicorn. Arwell appears as a normal unicorn, but it is one that was brought back to full life from the brink of death by a 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙤. Arwell is possibly the only known unicorn to be also part plant. Plant fiber works in place of muscle tissues. Veins carry a solution of blood and glucose to the rest of the body. While most of Arwell's head and upper body are still flesh, its innate magic has allowed plant to permeate through to his brain so that everything is as if it were one being. Cool. So he's got kind of a plant hybrid unicorn going on here. And then let's go down here and look a little bit. Here's the stat block, but it says for bond, Arwell has always been bound to his home forest, and now even more so as the 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙤 spared his life. Arwell keeps watch so that no other may experience what he did. Okay, so he's kind of keeping an eye out in his little area. That's awesome. All right, here's another one, the Bane of Benerbrock. So lots of fun stuff, different creatures in here. Very cool. So yeah, check this out. Seems like there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, 136 pages worth of NPCs and monsters with some background on them instead of just the usual. So definitely could find something you can use in there for sure, I would guess. Alright, next we have Handy Hoard of Treasure, Copper Dragon from Copper Dragon Games. For 5th edition, it's a suggested price of $1.99, but it's pay what you want. Its author is Josh Cornwell. Each handy hoard of treasure is intended to meet 2 needs, the need for inspiration and the need to reduce prep time. Here you will find a creature, its treasure, and a handful of unique items the creature has. Some of these unique items are created with the creature in mind, leaning into related themes for a richer experience, and fleshed out with just enough detail to jumpstart your imagination. So that's a good concept, you know, a little bit more than the usual as well. So let's take a look here. Got a fun art on the cover. And so it looks like it's 7th, so it's an adult copper dragon, and then there's some plot hooks for the dragon, and then it talks all about 7th's hoard here, and you're going to see 3 of the 7 pages. So it says 7th lives in a remote mountain range, sharing her territory with a small clan of stone giants. She makes it very clear that the giants are under her protection, and she treats them like a bratty older sister might treat a younger sibling. If anyone threatens her giants, they will feel the full force of her wrath, but her protection comes with a cost. Being under her wing, so to speak, means that the giants are safer from outside threats, but must cope with her sense of humor. humor that they never find funny because they are almost always the butt of the joke or the victim of the prank. Okay, so you've got this dragon with like this sense of humor that's maybe a little dangerous. And then you see all these valuables that the dragon has in the hoard, including some magic items like Potion of Greater Healing and Oil of Quickstone. And so some of these are new items that are described later in the book. So that's cool. Get some hooks, you get some stuff. I mean, basically you can drop this in because you've got the full monster hoard. And I noticed they released a couple this week, but like I said, we always try to talk about just one title released per creator per week, just to make sure we get room for more people. So they did, I think, release at least 2 this week. So if you like this kind of setup, you might look and see what the other one's about as well. But it sounds interesting to me. All right, on to Black Scrolls Medieval Fantasy City Gate Battle Map. It's from Black Scroll Games, and this one is 0. It's completely free, so no reason not to get it. And it's by Antal Kinninger there. It says, a city gate map we created using our Cities of the Black Scrolls modular map tile series. Some minor retouching was made to create something new for anyone who owns the tiles already. And then it says you can extend this map with the map tiles, and there's a whole bundle to get the map tiles. So this is kind of a way to demonstrate what these tiles do, which I was unfamiliar with, so it's kind of cool to get to see what this is all about. So all right, let's see, there's a charity involved. It looks like part of your money goes to direct relief if you buy their bundles. But here's the map. So that's quite a cool map. You've got this bridge here, or kind of like a drawbridge situation with the moat, and then you've got the little encampment behind the walls here. A vendor stall selling some fruit and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, and these must be the tiles that have been sort of combined together to create this. So it's got PDF and JPEG versions. And then it looks like they have quite a series of these modular tiles, but I like modular tiles. I mean, it reminds me of the old school 2nd edition Cities of Mystery, which I just had so much fun with, putting all the maps together in different configurations. So tiles are fun. And I always like to have, at least if I can, one map every week in the mix, just so you guys can increase this. And I mean, this one's free, guys, so click on that link in the video description. It's under either Black Scrolls or City Gate in the video description, and get this for free, and check out some of their other stuff too while you're at it. Okay, next we have Wayfarer's Deck by Double Proficiency. Surreal Carnival, 50 illustrated encounters, findings, puzzles, wonders, and writing prompts for adventurers exploring mysterious tints and their own minds. So it's $4.99, 52 pages, and it says, what is a Wayfarer's Deck? It's a series of 50-card decks with encounters, wonders, mysteries, puzzles, and findings that provides a convenient way of creating engaging situations for the players. Instead of rolling for random encounters, you pick a card, or draw one at random, or roll a D100 and divide the result by 2. Whatever sounds like fun and lets you be inspired. The cards introduce a variety of encounters and don't dictate the solutions. You're never forced to fight. Whatever you found, and the players have full agency to do whatever they wish. There are no stat blocks and no answers to the mysteries. You're free to take the situation wherever inspiration inspires you. The cards are setting agnostic and compatible with any fantasy game, solo or in party play, with or without a game master. So this is cool because it's like you could play with these cards by yourself. You could play with it in a party, or even with a friend without even a dungeon master. And I like the idea that there's not even solutions here. So it's really pushing you to think of the solution yourself, which is, a good creative exercise. You might even do this if you're a creator, to just kind of warm up before you're going to have a writing session, or just if you're a DM and you want some practice, you could maybe play these and get some practice kind of winging it, because you're going to have to wing it if you're a DM. So this would be a good way to kind of do that with no pressure, with nobody around, just play out the cards and then kind of challenge yourself to say, hey, where would I take this situation next if I was left, to improvise with my party? So I really like that concept. And, it says here you can use it in any setting, any game. So you could use this Pathfinder, OSR, 5th edition, you name it, even older editions. You could use it. So let's look through some of this here. So you can see they're nice little cards. All kinds of cool little images on them. It's got screen reader accessibility, tags, reading order, alternative text, and they're going to have a print version soon. But right now it's a PDF. But yeah, it would be cool if they do the print version of the cards. Let's see if we can look inside. Yep, we can. Alright, so we can see some of the cards here. Here's Infinite Stairway. You enter a tiny tent only to find an impossible stairway inside, twisting at impossible angles and defying reason. A small person wearing a colorful suit standing on a podium just above your head and simultaneously very far away waves toward you. So, kind of like a TARDIS from Doctor Who. When you enter the tent, that's kind of fun. Could lead to all kinds of interesting situations. Passengers, the monster, we'll find another one in here to read. I like Hall of Mirrors and the kitten. It says, okay, Hall of Mirrors, the labyrinthine corridor walls are laid with bent mirrors, distorting your reflection into grotesque shapes. The road ends with a single straight mirror frame. Your reflection in it looks normal until it smiles and reaches towards you through the glass. Very cool. Yeah, I like some of these ideas here. And again, there's no answer, so it doesn't say now that it's reached toward you through the glass, this happens, right? It's this stat block, right? So you can experiment with it. So very good idea, and relevant. There is the carnival in Ravenloft. The next Feywild book has a carnival in the front, so you might be able to use this with that. So very, very interesting. I like it. Good job, guys. Next we have Beowulf, Age of Heroes, the Elfshot. It's an adventure for one hero of level 4 to 5 and 1 GM, and it's 5th edition. But Beowulf, as we talked about in a previous video, is for dual play, which is where you have one player and one GM, which is exciting. I think we need more content like that. So let's see. Penned by Jacob Rogers, beautifully illustrated by John Hodson. It's suitable for heroes level 4 to 5. So you do need the original book, but it's $4.99 at 33 pages for this adventure here. The original was funded on Kickstarter, and they have a full-length scenario you can try out, as well as a video here on the dice. Those dice look gorgeous. But I love the art. I mean, they really did such a great job with the art for Beowulf. The images are always nice. You can see here inside. I mean, just even the page, the background on the page looks nice. So definitely spent some good money on this. Make it look nice. Lots of talent involved. So let's read something here. Preparation and portent. Once the hero learns of the adventure, they can begin to prepare for it by selecting followers, loading their ship with provisions, and learning the portent of the coming adventure, creating the inspiration pool at the same time. Cool. And then here's some rumors down here. So Selena is a scout for one of the local rulers. She was sent to 𝙬𝙤𝙤𝙬𝙤 hall to confirm the rumors. She saw no people and nothing other than scattered tools and rotting food. Sensing something magical, she wisely retreated to make her report. Alright. So, I mean, look at that art. Gorgeous. So it's a little adventure for 2 players. I mean, this is great when you can't get a whole group together. You can just play with, 2 of you. So, check it out. Get to know Beowulf. I like it. Next we have Incredible Creatures, Art-Inspired Monsters for 5th edition. This one is $19.95 for the watermark PDF, but you can also get softcover, hardcover, or combinations of them. It's written by Alan Tucker. It's 262 pages. Already got a 5-star rating, and it's a best copper seller. It just came out. It says, we turn the tables on creature creation by beginning with artists instead of writers. This book includes 32 pieces of original creature art with a small army of writers when used as inspiration for nearly 140 brand new creatures ready for your 5th edition game. Inside you'll find 6 layers with full color maps, a number of magic items, a full D100 wild magic table, and even a warlock patron. So that's a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of good stuff in there. And I like this concept of starting with the art and then writing. I did that in my Potions Unlocked book. I did about 50% already existed, and then 50% did not. And that really worked for me. So I can only imagine what kind of cool stuff they've come up with doing the same thing, you know, as far as starting with the art. It's just a different way of being inspired, and I applaud them for doing that. More people need to try that method. It worked great for me. I'm sure it's worked great for them. I mean, they're already a best copper seller. And look at what's in here. I mean, 6 layers with the maps, and then magic items, and the wild magic table alone is huge, because, you know, you always need more of those kind of things. And then a warlock patron. So it started with Kickstarter, but now it's available to everybody. And let's look inside. So the cool art on the front, and then a little tentacle going on, and all the credits. Table of contents, lots of stuff in here. It's 262 pages with beautiful art. Yeah, look at that. That's a fun one. Okay, so this is called the Living Hallucination. These terrifying creatures native to the Fey realm are known for being an amalgamation of motley colors, but only if you can even see them. Typically only visible to creatures that are hallucinating or have some kind of toxin in their system, descriptions are often contradictory. Supposedly ranging from greens and purples to oranges and blues, no two are ever said to be the same. These creatures stalk their prey in the large fungal fields of the Fey realm, and sometimes make their way into the underworld and beyond. The creatures are carnivorous and prefer the flesh of sentient creatures hunting mortals who wander too close to their domain. So this could be fun in a lot of places, and it's Fey too, and you know there's going to be Fey stuff coming up soon, you know, from Wizards and for me. We've got a whole Fey book we're working on, so you need Fey stuff, and they've got it in here among many other creatures. Let's say here's the Caustic Shambler, that fun-looking guy. We're going to read another one here, but we'll keep looking through before we pick one, because you can see 30 of the 262 pages. So you can see it's very well produced. You know, the pages are nice, not too much crowding your eyes as you're looking through here, and you know the pages look nice. Lots of good art. So we'll go back up here and read a little bit of that fun-looking guy here. Caustic Shambler. It says a Caustic Shambler is a bulbous, hulking monstrosity that makes its home deep below ground. This slow-moving beast is acidic to its core, with caustic liquid dripping from its enormous maw. Even the Caustic Shambler's blood is acidic, often resulting in severe burns to any creature that attacks it. Cool. And then you can see they've got all the stat block stuff. But yeah, in here there's also layers and other stuff. You're not seeing it in the preview, but I mean there's 262 pages, so you know, I'm sure it's in those pages. You get to see those layers. And what did they say? I think six layers with full color maps. So a lot going on in these 262 pages. Check it out on DriveThruRPG. Next we have Brac's Guide to Piracy, and it's from Chamomile Has Adventures for $4.99 at 52 pages. It's the ultimate guide to running and playing a campaign of blood and treasure. Hoist the colors and set sail on any of the more than a dozen new ships, from your standard sloops and galleons to the mighty orcish juggernaut to the squid ships of the Starspawn captains. Recruit a crew from over 24 named pirate NPCs, each with their own plot hooks, and sail into ship combat or board the enemy vessel to seize cargo and get rich with astonishing speed. So that's cool. I like that they have the NPCs with the different plot hooks. You know, you don't always get that when you get your NPCs. Says you can also come from the opposite direction, playing as one of 4 new aquatic races. You know, so you can experience some aquatic race stuff, and then it says it can be incorporated with the existing published races for aquatic environments. You can stalk the trade routes of the high seas, rolling on a special pirate encounter table that might turn up anything from a storm, air elementals, to a cove of potentially friendly merfolk who need your assistance. So all kinds of maritime adventures, unmarked islands, clear out monster infestations. Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of fun for 52 pages here. So it says, you are a pirate under the sea aquatic races. So here's the 𝙁𝙗𝙗 and 𝘬𝙤𝙤𝙬𝙧𝙀, sea elf. And then here's all about hoisting the colors. So yeah, it's a nice layout. Let's see, it says elemental powder. The same alchemical powder that can be used in guns and grenades can also be used on shipboard cannons. Converts half the damage to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage depending on the type of powder used. Okay, so you can tweak your cannons to do a certain type of damage. Yeah, and sea elves are spread out throughout both the coasts and the top photic layer of the blue water ocean, intermingled with merfolk, tritons, and 𝙁𝙗𝙗. I'm not sure how to say that. They're often nomadic wanderers with no fixed home, which makes them a very common sort to become adventurers. They've got one fin in adventuring waters already. So, yeah, very cool. Yeah, if you're looking for maritime stuff, this is a good option. 52 pages here. Next we have Forgotten Temple of the Frogfolk. It's from Dungeoneers Inc. It's a suggested price of $5. Pay what you want. Please pay something. It's 12 pages. This Forgotten Temple of the Frogfolk is a short adventure for an adventuring party of 4 characters with an average party level of 4. Characters will unravel a magical murder mystery surrounding the release of a magical energy drink and journey deep into a primeval swamp to battle a long-sealed fragment of an unfathomable creature never meant to inhabit the mortal realm. This adventure is campaign agnostic and can be inserted into any campaign that contains a giant wooded wetland. It should take 1 to 2 sessions to complete, and there are VTT compatible maps, so that's always nice, because you can even use those maps for other things. It doesn't have to be necessarily this adventure. So you're getting to see all 12 pages, so no reason not to check out this adventure. It's got that wizard's layout here. Very cool, with adventure hooks. Great Mire encounters here. You've got giant mosquitoes. It says, as you pilot your craft through the swamp, a faint, low-pitched buzzing sound can be heard in the distance. The noise quickly escalates, and a swarm of massive, fist-sized mosquitoes fly out of the woods and descend upon your boat. Cool, okay. So, nice flavor text for some of these encounters. And then here it says leads and clues, so there's all kinds of little clues. There's a rescue mission. Yep, all kinds of good stuff. So I like that they have plenty of flavor text too. Some adventures don't have any, and it's nice that they, I'd rather have too much flavor text than not enough, because you can always choose not to read it, right? And then here's your map, and then you've got all the sort of stat blocks and some items. So you're getting 4 items at least here, as well as a new spell and some new madness stuff. So that's good. Yeah, that's a lot of different things in the 12 pages. Very cool. And Frogfolk are fun. Alright, we got Akasha Reshaped, Path of Enlightenment for Pathfinder from Crystal McGear and Moonhand Press, $6, 40 pages. Inside this book lies the ultimate combination of martial and the mystical. With 35 pages packed with power, you can find almost anything you would wish for to enhance your game, from the divine juggernaut known as the 𝙒𝙀𝙀𝙀 to the mysterious dancer of Seven Veils Guru, the time-cracked quantum voyager, or even the blood-drenched 𝙒𝙬𝙀𝙀. Okay, look to the stars and gain the power of the nebula zodiac and their deadly new constellations. Bolster your friends and befuddle your enemies with the roaring mouse discipline, and access ancient martial items like the martial script or Kershag's scabbard, with many more options, including 16 new feats for initiators and Akasha characters. Your foes will tremble at your newfound might. So that one was a tongue twister, but it's cool. That means they've got some fun fantasy names. Shouldn't be easy to read. Don't worry about it. Let's look at inside. So they've got the 𝙒𝙀𝙀𝙀 here. Looks like some of their different leveling up here. This previous 3 of the 40 pages, but it kind of starts in the middle, so I'm not sure what all I'm looking at, but it looks like some of this stances for the 𝘽𝙘𝙀. Must be, yeah, kind of like a subclass, but in Pathfinder. And then the favorite class options, an anointed form here. So let's read one of these. Will of the Gods. At 3rd level, an 𝘽𝙀𝙀 adds their initiation modifier, if any, as a bonus on fortitude and reflex saves. This does not stack with similar abilities, such as Paladin's Divine Grace. So there you go. It's got a lot of cool Pathfinder stuff. If you're into that, this would be a good option. One of the few Pathfinder new releases this week. So check it out on DriveThru. Next we have Fantastic Careers. Oops, All Reactions. Player options for Pathfinder 2nd Edition by W. Brian Lane, and it's Pathfinder compatible, obviously. From Lion's Brain Media, 249, 13 pages. Reactions are a beloved element of Pathfinder 2nd Edition action economy. Who doesn't love stopping the monster in his tracks and disrupting what would have been a devastating action? But reactions are also situational. It can be difficult to gauge how much mileage your PC will get out of that reaction feat. The PC archetypes presented in this book will help you find something to do with your reaction nearly every round of combat, and help you gain an extra reaction when you just don't have enough. Regardless of your character build or playstyle, the Fantastic Careers series provides options to advance your characters along their unique journeys. So 16 archetypes, and then it lists all the ones here, and there's a bundle, so always scroll down and see what bundles there are, because you might want to get this as part of a larger bundle. Again, use those links though to get to this page, and then if you buy the bundle, it still benefits the channel as well as the creator, of course. So this is your kind of your additional rules here, and then you've got your archetypes, backgrounds for Pathfinder. It says here, caught by surprise, attempt to demoralize the target. If you critically succeed at your athletics check and you succeed at demoralizing, you get a critical success instead. And then it's got all the prerequisites and stuff. So yeah, you get to see 4 of the 13 pages, which is nice. It's a good chunk. So yeah, check it out if you want to learn more about what you can do with your reactions in Pathfinder. If I was playing Pathfinder, I would definitely be interested. But I don't have time. I'm too busy making books and videos like this. One of these days, I'll get to play it. Kingdoms of Africa, an RPG game world setting by Keru Kamiyubi and Zuyan Stanek, and it's compatible with Dungeon Crawl Classics. It's from Raregin Games, $12 for the PDF at 128 pages. It says an expansion of the campaign world presented in the Pax Lex campaign guide. The Pax Lex campaign world is an alternate reality Earth in which the history of our own world is commingled with the common elements of the fantasy setting. This book may be used in conjunction with the Pax Lex campaign guide or stand on its own. Okay, so that's good. You don't have to have the full original. It's just optional. It's a sandbox environment. 16 nations on the continent of Africa are presented with their geography, lore, and culture, providing an environment for characters to explore. And there's a new character class in the Shaman, and then you can get the high resolution maps available for free, and they're going to be doing a printed version at some point. So very cool. And then down here you see the Pax Lex campaign guide as well. So if you're interested in finding out more about the original, it's there as well. But let's look inside. So I like the art, very cool front cover. And you've got your intro, you've got your timeline, you've got your map, atlas, so all the usual kind of setting stuff, which is cool. So you can see 13 of the 128 pages. Let's read a little bit about society. It says, marriages are arranged between family clans and are always done in pairs. One new couple lives with each clan, and clans are expecting fair trade in skills and abilities. So a clan is giving up a young skilled weaver expects to be receiving a young person of comparable value to the clan, such as an accomplished hunter. Once the elders have agreed on the young people to be exchanged, social visits between clans are arranged. Young people pledged to marriage are permitted to pick their matches from among the unmarried youth of the other clan. The newlywed, be they bride or groom, going to live with the new clan will adopt the new clan's name and be thereafter considered a member of that new clan. So they've got clans, and they've got an interesting kind of arranged marriage situation. So some cool stuff in here. Yeah, I mean, you could even just pull some stuff out of here for your own homebrew campaign if you wanted, like with all the little details they've got on I'm assuming quite a bit of stuff in the 128 pages. So check it out over on DriveThru. Next we have 𝘽𝙤𝙬𝙧𝙤𝙬 Shotglass Adventures, 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀𝙀 Rising. So solve a murder, uncover conspiracies, and raise the 𝙤𝙀𝙀 in 7 adventures for 5th edition and OSR. So either one of those. It's on sale for $20 for the PDF. It's 124 pages. It's okay. So it says it's adventures for characters of 8th to 10th level that can be played as one-shots or as a 3rd module in a 4-part campaign. It's a sequel to these 2 modules. And it's got some cool stuff here talking about can you raise the 𝙤𝙀𝙀. 7 full adventures, so that's nice. With murder, mystery, investigation, infiltration, rescue, and dungeon crawls. Hand-drawn full-color maps of towns, castles, villages, and dungeons. 28 new monsters and NPCs. 17 new magic items. Towns, villages, and region settings included. Expanded lore. So you've got lore for several provinces here, and a guide for running the adventures with the OSR. So that's nice. It's nice that you can play for either one. Let's look inside here. Nice art. And then here it tells you about the OSR. And then skills and saves here. Abbreviations. Alright, it says 𝘽𝙤𝙬𝙧𝙤𝙬 Bane is a campaign path for 4 characters, taking them to 1st to 13th level. Okay, so that's kind of the overarching thing. Let's read some of the flavor stuff. Your party arrived in Gravistown, a wealthy city near the northern border with a booming economy based on the mining of sapphires. A brawl in the city's famous namesake inn brought you to the attention of Mayor Holmston Gravis, who asked your party to investigate missing property in his warehouse. There you discovered an infestation of strange mutated spiders and zombies. So, and then it goes on, there's other missions for the mayor. So I do like the art and layout of this, and it seems like it's coordinated, to go with other stuff, but that you can play it on your own. I also like that, there's this OSR component, because even if you're not playing OSR today, if you bought this book, you'd have something available if you ever did get into OSR, right? So it's nice to have that combo for the same price. So check it out, especially if you're looking for a new adventure. Next we have Lowlife 2090, Cyberpunk plus Sorcery from Pickpocket Press, $15 on sale for the PDF, and then they have a hardcover and a combo pack that you can do. It's by Stephen Grodzicki, and so you have until the 29th, so only a few more days to get the premium color version. And it says it's a D20 based tabletop RPG set in 2090, and Cyberpunk is always a lot of fun. And then you mix in sorcery with it, it's like, whoa, a lot going on here. Fierce combat, dangerous magic, flexible PC customization, and fast integrated hacking in one tidy tome. It says the rule system's OSR, but D20 also, it looks like. Includes the Mendoza city setting, which is 60 plus pages, a city map, 20 districts, factions, and the labyrinthine Verta city packed with 25 million Nellers surrounded by post-apoc badlands, so that's fun. So if you're looking for a dystopian sprawl or post-apocalyptic stuff, you got it. And then there's Foundry and World 20 character sheets available, a GM screen, form fillable PDF character sheets, that's nice. And then 2 free adventures, so that's nice. 3rd adventure is going to be coming in this month, it looks like, and I think I saw it, and I only picked one title just to be fair, to get more people in. I think there is one on here that you can get. It's probably linked down here. No, I don't see it down here, but I'm sure it's out there. But yeah, they've got some high ratings already. They got 10, and they're pretty highly rated, so that's nice. I love the art. Let's look inside here. So yeah, you've got your table of contents, and then some cool like cyberpunk art, and it's got streamlined rules, it says. So you're seeing 20 of the 321 pages. I mean, that's a lot of pages. A good amount of art to it. Look at that, you know. So here's one of the classes, it looks like. Let's go back up here and read. So you got races, you got dwarves, elves, humans, minotaurs, scorn, luck, character creation. But there's something up here. It says core features: 9 classes, 9 attributes, 10th level max. So there's a limited power progression, it says. Every 3rd level design your own PC ability in conjunction with your GM, or choose from 32 examples. Okay. Roll high for attack and damage rolls, roll low for attribute and skill checks, including degrees of success. Skills encourage PC customization and allow access to half-level reroll pool. So yeah, lots of cool tweaks. And then it says streamlined rules. The core mechanics are simple and streamline what might otherwise be complex combat, hacking, vehicle, and intel gathering by using clear frameworks, class abilities, random tables, and GM rulings. So, very cool. One last thing here. Mendoza City is a sandbox of sorts, but most campaigns are expected to proceed as a series of structured adventures. So that's cool. You got like sandbox options, you got structured adventures, you've got a new take on rules. A lot of content. I mean, 321 pages to get you kind of cyberpunk going, and I mean, you can start out for $15, or you can go into these hardcover options. I love the hardcover. They even have a picture down here. It looks really nice. You know, and if you do decide to get it, please click the link in the video description. It helps us out, as well as this creator. But I'm excited to see where this goes. I mean, it's got great reviews already. It's already a best silver seller, and it just came out this week. So they might be onto something here. So check it out, and let me know if you do. Come back, leave a comment on this video. I try to respond to all comments. Let me know what you thought. Next, we have Chimney House, a sword and whiskers setting by James Hanna. It's compatible with Mouse Ritter, and it's OSR. It's $6 from Phaelite Studio. It's a sword and whiskers setting for Isaac Williams' excellent OSR style game Mouse Ritter. Includes a settlement known as Chimney House, built obviously enough inside a chimney. So I'm guessing you play as mice with this. Yeah, it says from there the mice make cheese and brew mead to try and survive in a world full of cats and other terrifying creatures. So yeah, they've created new spells, conditions, and creatures for any Mouse Ritter game. So yeah, and they've got some kind of cute art here. Different creatures. So you got butterfly. Yeah, because I mean, if you're playing as a mouse, even like these creatures like a fox or a bee are going to be more of a challenge than they would if you're playing as a human or some humanoid, right? So 16 pages, and it looks like it could be some fun here. Let's see the quick preview. So yeah, similar pages. But yeah, I like this kind of sketch art here, and just the idea that maybe you get to play as a mouse could be different. You know, you can always do something like this as a fill-in week. Maybe some of your players can't make it. You know, you're running a normal 5th edition campaign, and then one week some people can't make it. So you ask your players, say, hey, you know, we're not going to have everybody, but maybe we can play a game of Chimney House or Mouse Ritter or one of these other games and just kind of fill in a week, right? Maybe you spin off and do it more. I don't know, but it's always cool to check out other games. And if it's OSR, I mean, it's going to be similar to you know, 5th edition, enough that people can kind of get the hang of it pretty quickly. So yeah, check it out on DriveThru. Next we have Hex 1722, Valley of the Sunken Sun from Todd Levac. It's compatible with OSR and Old School Essentials here. Back Me, Basic, Labyrinth Lord, Swords and Wizardry, all that good stuff for $3.95. This is part of a series. We've featured them several times. And you know, they tend to release pretty regularly. Each title is focused on a singular hex, which is such a great structure for a series. It's from Third Kingdom Games. This one features a goblin village and an abandoned manor house at the edge of a lake of abominations. A mutated carcass crawler dwells in a well at the center of the village and is worshipped as a god by the goblins. There's optional combat maneuvers to customize fighting classes and provides rules for the creation of charms and fetishes, minor magical items that lower level characters can create. So that's very nice. So let's look inside. And I just love the art on this series. This artist, either Aaron Smith or Dennis McCarthy, I'm not sure which one did this. It's gorgeous. Yeah, well, or maybe it's Jen Drummond here. Okay, yeah, that looks like, yeah, that signature here, Jen Drummond. Very cool. So you get your table of contents, and then this is kind of talking about how they use these populated hexes, and then here's the map, and then this is the individual hex that they're focusing on. So yeah, if you're looking for hex crawl, you want a bunch that join together, I would check out this line. Click the link in the video description and look at what's going on. They're numbered, so it's always hex something. And we've looked at several of them because they're releasing pretty regularly, and on DriveThruRPG there's far less Dungeons and Dragons content, so they always have a good chance of getting in, because sometimes finding 20 is a challenge, but between Pathfinder, OSR, and Dungeons and Dragons I can find 20 usually every week that have previews and things to talk about. So yeah, check it out. I love the art. Next we have Sundara, Dawn of New Age, Cities of Sundara Archbliss from Azukail Games, on sale for $3.99 right now, PDF, 34 pages, written by Neil Litherland. It's meant for use with Sundara, Dawn of Age, but it's can be adapted for any existing game, and it includes a city map and a history, district by district breakdown, including notable NPCs, unique locations, and rumors. Rules for unique items like spell warp weapons, spell hunter rogue archetype that's trained to dispatch magic users, as well as background mechanics for those who are part of the power structure of Archbliss itself. GM advice for themes and plots to help you get the most out of using Archbliss in your game. And it's got layers in the PDF, which is a nice touch. And then there's another link if you want the Pathfinder version, because this is the 5e version. So if you're looking for Pathfinder, there you go. And let's see what we can see inside here. It says, what is Cities of Sundara? In fantasy tabletop role-playing games, there is a tendency for settings to constantly be looking backward to a lost golden age, or a time of legend where great feats of magic and the techniques for creating potent items of power have been lost. Whether this downfall comes as a result of apocalyptic events, societal collapse, destruction of knowledge, or some other combination, players find themselves struggling through a world that, for all its wonders, is not what it once was. But Sundara, Dawn of New Age, takes the opposite approach. The world of Sundara has all the monsters, magic, dangers, and hardships you would expect in fantasy RPG. However, the people of Sundara tend to look for the other side of the coin, harnessing the raw forces of their world in order to overcome trials and tribulations in strange, unexpected ways. Through discovery, industry, and understanding, and sheer grit, the people of Sundara are boldly stepping forward to master the world around them. So that's cool that, it's true, a lot of these settings take place after the Golden Age. A lot's been lost, but this is kind of like in the Golden Age, or the prime period of history for this setting. So very cool. It says the foundations of the entire city of Archbliss are lined with veins of unique stone referred to by most arcane scholars as sorcerer's quartz. The crystalline substance reacts to the presence of magic, absorbing and storing the power of spells inside itself. Though small chips of the stone are used in the construction of wands, amulets, rings, and a variety of specialist magical items, it is far from a common element. Even today, after literal centuries of study, there's no telling for certain what events will lead to the creation of these crystals. All that's truly agreed upon is that they tend to be found in the thin places of the world where the prim bleeds through into the very rocks and soil. So very cool. Even the walls of this place are interesting. So I would check it out over here on DriveThruRPG. Next we have White Frank Six Gun Lullaby by Jonathan Nolan. $3.69. Doesn't say how many pages, but it's for OSR. The Wild West, the New Frontier, where dungeon hacking means exploring mine tunnels and confronting the nightmare monsters of the Old West legendary. Start off in town, either on orders from back east or hired by a rancher, or even maybe following rumors of some amazing gold deposits still hiding in abandoned mines. So it's got a hex crawl, saloon visitors, railroads, balloons, riding animals, all the good stuff from, westerns of old, or, just Wild West stories. There's gold prospecting, mining, even a random mine tunnel generator. Character classes including sheriff, outlaw, foreign legion, all kinds of good stuff it looks like. Just as much as possible packed into the source book for Wild West. So you can found your own town or just use an existing one. Let's look inside. So here's your contents. Got character classes, equipment, items for sale, shootouts, random terrain, creature list. Yeah, here's your character classes. So you can just see 6 of the pages here. Yeah, this is the New Frontier. So you can explore the endless New Frontier using the provided hex map exploration charts, or found your own town and go from there. You can use Australia, or Africa even though, we often associate the Wild West with the U.S., you can use these other settings as well. So if you're looking for some Wild West stuff that's compatible with OSR, this is a good option with 6 Gun Lullaby. Next we have 100 Hooks and Rumors to Hear in 𝙎𝙤𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙀. It's a Silurian Vault title from Azukel Games, and Adrian Kennelly is the author. $1.79, and it's Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons compatible. So it says characters may hear various rumors and snippets of information when asking around, and this supplement has 100 such of them to discover. Whether or not any particular rumor is true or false is up to the game master. These rumors can be used as background color, misdirection, and as potential adventure hooks. The rumors come from the continent of 𝙎𝙬𝙬𝙧 and are primarily related to the following nations and areas in them. And it lists all those nations. It's got layers, and it says here's some sample results. In Volthus Wood and Albadia is a tribe of centaurs that worship Baalsmeth the Slayer. Though these centaurs have until now not proven to be a problem, there's a rumor that they have started hunting down others who travel the woods to sacrifice to the dark goddess. If true, it could be that those who regularly use the woods may seek to eradicate the centaurs once and for all. Aw, don't get rid of the centaurs. But yeah, this is just some of the rumors that are going on that you can find out. I mean, 𝙎𝙬𝙬𝙧 is part of that the whole Scarred Lands setting and the Silurian Vault, which I like. We've talked about it in past videos. So let's look at another one here. Charthus Vala Broken Tower is the ruler of 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤 and 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙀, the city that serves as the base for the slave forays into the burning mire. Broken Tower has suffered a number of attempts on her life recently and has started cracking down severely in the city. There's a rumor that she suspects that Slithis, recently arrived from Dun, may be behind some of these attempts, and hidden conflict may be about to break out between the two. So yeah, if you're looking to create an adventure based on a rumor, you can use these as a jump off point. For whether you're doing it in the Scarred Lands or elsewhere. It's lots of rumors in this particular book. 15 pages for $1.79. That's not a lot to pay for some rumors if you're looking for some. So check it out. We're about to go on to the Dungeon Masters Guild titles, but before we do, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, help us get monetized, share the video out there. Any money we make from these videos is going to go towards producing more books and hiring creators and artists, to help us with that journey. Also, click on those links in the video description if you're going to buy anything. It helps us, helps the creators, and it's just a great way to find all the things we're talking about. They're in alphabetical order down there. And while you're at it, follow us on Twitter at Splinterverse. That's where we talk about our new releases, and if we're looking for creators, that's where we do it. So check us out over there. So our first DM's Guild title this week is called Mystic Revised. It's a reimagining of the 5th edition Unearthed Arcana class. brought to you by Worry Right or Tyler C. It's a pay what you want title, suggested price of $5, 21 pages. It says the UA Mystic class was discontinued due to poor playtest response. It was a rough concept from the beginning, and while I respect Wizards of the Coast's decision to bin the class in favor of subclass options, I think it is still possible to succeed where they have failed. This revision of the Mystic class is designed to keep the same feeling and theme as the original intended, and attempts to keep true to the implementation of psychic psionic abilities in past editions of the game. While much of the feeling was preserved, many of the mechanics have been altered or replaced in favor of a newer and lighter system of psionic abilities and subclasses. And lastly, this homebrew class is a living concept. By using this class and participating with the feedback of how it fares in games, you can help improve and refine it into a better balanced and functional class. I do not intend to let this content stagnate, and with your help, I hope to make it as viable as any other official class in the campaign. So that's nice. When the creators do update their old books, they could just move on, focus on making more money from new stuff, but they care about their product, and they, are going to stick around and update it based on your feedback. So when you see that, be sure to give feedback if you buy the product and use it, because, you're contributing, you're helping make it a better product, and hopefully, fun as well. So let's look inside. So you got the revised Mystic here with the table and the class features, and then you've got the psi skills. So Mystic talents. So 21 pages, you get to see the whole thing, which is really nice. So the one thing that I would maybe advise, and it's not necessary, but I would maybe have a chapter at the end kind of giving more details on like what you got rid of, what you added, just so people can learn from you, and how you went about this, Tyler. Because maybe there's other classes out there that they would like to try to adapt or bring back. So maybe just some of your philosophy. It might also help people that maybe like the first one and are looking for something, they can't find it, if you add a little section on like, here's what I cut, here's what I added, here's what this equals this now. But it looks good. Very clean layout, lots of stuff in here. So paranoia is one of the psi skills. It says you allow a seed of psychic paranoia to grow in your mind for a short time, giving you a greater awareness of the world around you and its potential dangers. While you are in this state, you have an advantage on initiative rolls. And then you can use psi points to increase the potency. Yeah, there are all kinds of psi abilities in here, including psionic detection. So yeah, I looked at the Mystic Unearthed Arcana and it looked fun. I never played it, but it looked different and interesting. So it's nice that somebody's kind of reviving it, because I did notice that it died off. So yeah, this is a pay what you want, so you can try it for fairly cheap. I would pay something to support this guy's work here. But yeah. Alright, next we have Hemosact, a Blood Hunter expansion from Malum the DM. It's 4 pages, and this is an unofficial expansion for Matt Mercer's Blood Hunter class, which you don't see a lot of that, so I was happy to include this to kind of give you some options here. It looks like it's basically the orders, which is the it says the Order of the Anti-Mage is a relatively new order of blood hunters. They have realized that the only true monster is man, and its knack for arcane. Anti-mages range in their zealousness. Some don't have a hatred for magic, but rather just recognize that magic in the hands of the wrong person is a recipe for malice and destruction, and they seek to prevent that. So that's cool. They're coming at it from an anti-magic standpoint for this particular order. So it's a subclass, and then they've got some other subclasses here. And then you've got some blood curses. So as there's previously stated classes, you have the blood curses, and then you got some variant features as well. So it's nice. They're kind of just fleshing it out, adding more. With these kind of tangential classes like Blood Hunter and Artificer, you don't get as much material. So it's nice when people try to do something with it. And for free, You can get this completely for free, $0. Why not try it out? So, go to the video description, look for 𝘽𝙤𝙤𝙬𝙨, click on it, and you can get this for free, and check it out and see what you think. And speaking of classes that don't have a lot of archetypes, Artificer is, generally lacking because it's a, more of a side class as compared to one that's in the player's handbook. So Daniel Shea here has done 12 pages for 99 cents on giving you 4 archetypes, including the Fleshwright, a student of anatomy and the vagaries of life and death. You are able to infuse living creatures with magic and eventually raise the dead using artificial souls born through your magic. And then the Soulborn, drawing energy from the mysterious power of Incarnum, your artificer infusions are forged from raw energy into magic items linked to your own life force. And then there's some new infusions as well. So you get 4, artificer subclasses, and then some infusions for 99 cents. It's a good deal. Look for Class Archetype Collection in the video description. 𝙁𝙗𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙀 Catalog of Magical Oddities with help from Ipsos. It's Colin Shop made this. It's 52 pages for $5.95. It's already got 2 5-star ratings, even though it just came out this week, so that's good. Discover new magic items, spells, and more in this supplement. Says joining the ranks of Xanathar, Mordenkainen, and Tasha, 𝙁𝙗𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙀, the misunderstood undead mage, has deigned to share a glimpse of the magical knowledge he has accumulated over the centuries, helped along by his hapless pseudo-dragon Ipsos. Unlike the resources provided by these other magical luminaries, 𝙁𝙗𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙀's catalog is decidedly less useful and more absurd. Inside you will find 90 magic items, 20 new spells, from cantrips all the way to the 9th level, 15 properties for DMs to create their own useless magic items, that's fun, optional rules for selling loot and buying magic items from artificers, new supplemental rules for customizing and upgrading spells, illustrations including 10 by Dakota Curry, and new feats, optional rules, downtime activities, and more. And here's some cool sample pages. Look at this layout, very nice. Cool tables and art. And let's look inside. And I also like that they took a different character instead of one of the ones that is very popular as far as the title goes. And the useless magic item stuff just sounds really fun. Let's see. Yeah, so very fun stuff. Lots of pictures. And you can see 3 of the 52 pages. So I was going to read some flavor, but this is mostly, informational. Let's see. The desperate search for immortality is a near impossible quest. Most who embark upon it do not attain their goal. Those of us who do cannot help but discover all manner of things. So you're hearing from 𝙁𝙗𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙀, the lich here, which is fun. So it's nice that they're coming at it from that angle. I would definitely check this out if you're looking for some different fun, maybe some useless items even. Okay, next we have Feat-Based Subclasses by Jeff Berman, and it's $4, 34 pages. It says a new concept in subclasses that can be used for multiple different classes, kind of like Strixhaven, Unearthed Arcana is doing that. I think this is taking a different technique for that, but I like that they're trying something different. This is an example. If you're playing a ship-based campaign, the freebooter works for all classes and gives them the option to be tied to that campaign style. The Elementalist list gives all spellcasters a chance to use the elements. There's 10 subclasses and 126 new options. One subclass is just for spellcasters, one for just halflings, and one for just gnomes. So that's cool. Let's take a look. Here's some of the examples, and then there's feat chain subclasses. We'll read a little bit of that in a minute. And here's the beach gnome, some of their abilities. So it says feat chain subclasses are universal subclasses that work for more than one class. Most work for all classes, some just for spellcasters. They came out of a need for a common theme in campaigns. They're built as feat chains. At each level where your subclass would give you an ability, you gain the listed feat. If you gain a feat that appears in your feat chain instead of an ability increase or as the variant human, then when your subclass would give you a feat you already have, you would get the next higher feat on the chain. If there are no more feats in the chain, then when your subclass gives you a feat, you choose any feat Unless stated, you ignore all prerequisites for the feats in the feat chain when it is given to you as part of the subclass. So again, respect for people trying something different. For $4, you can check out the 34 pages and see if if you like what they're up to. I always like seeing that. Next, we have Visions of the Vestiges, a Curse of Strahd supplement from Mads Jacobson. A suggested price of $7.95, but it's pay what you want. 62 pages. And it says, one of the most interesting things in Ravenloft setting is the mysterious Amber Temple and the vestiges bound within it. However, I personally found the campaign book was rather bare bones on these vestiges, and I sought to improve and extend them in my own campaign, and now I'm sharing it with you. So there's vestige lore. Each vestige has a full page dedicated to explain a possible origin, method of imprisonment, and first reactions as the plane became shrouded in mist. Artifacts. The vestiges had champions prior to the party's arrival, and these artifacts may still be found in the land of Barovia. Champions' powers. The vestiges vie for domination of the valley, but to do that, they must have their own champions first and supplant the current ruler. Events made for players to encounter some of the influences of the vestiges in Barovia, and suggested lore for how and why the Amber Temple was created and how it suddenly failed in its task so long ago. So, yeah. If you're interested in the vestiges part of, the Strahd stuff, I mean, it's way to go. Is this, Curse of Strahd supplement here, Visions of the Vestiges. Let's look inside and see some of this. So yeah, they've got this all kinds of tables and very wizard's layout. So it says, Fekri, Queen of Poxes. Fekri will prefer the form of an old hag, having been patron for many of them, and she displays many of the same traits. She sees life as yet another thing to be manipulated, and she is a master of doing so through disease, not just to kill, but to twist, transform, improve, and enslave. So, and then she's got some boons over here, and all kinds of stuff like lure, a binding. Yeah, so it looks fun, very atmospheric. If you're looking for something for your Curse of Strahd, or just Ravenloft in general, this is a good option with the Amber Temple on DM's Guild. Next, we have the Journal of Captain Snake Eyes, Seaworthy subclasses, monsters, spells, and more. So again, more maritime stuff. We saw some of that on DriveThru earlier. If your eyes be falling upon the contents of this journal, then ye are braver than most. Of course, you have heard tales of the Captain Silbar Snake Eyes, legendary halfling pirate of the Sword Coast. My deeds are far too many and too impressive to recount in their entirety here, but I'm sure my name speaks for itself. So if you value your life, I suggest putting down these notes in which I have documented the great magics I have seen, the fearsome beasts I've slain, and the companions I've met along me way. Captain Snake Eyes is not a very famous pirate of the Sword Coast. Detailed in his journal is a collection of new player options, spells, magic items, and creatures to enhance your game. So they've got, looks like 6 different classes, subclasses, 10 new spells, 6 magic items, rules for scurvy. Okay, that's good. If you're going to have a pirate, you might want to figure out what you're going to do with scurvy and be able to say scurvy dog. 8 new creatures. So that's fun. And, it ties into the Sword Coast, so if you're doing anything with that, you got some extra stuff here. So, Barbarian Totems, Bard College of the Siren, that's a cool idea. Travel Domain, Circle of the Tide, Oath of Fear. You're going to see 12 of the 26 pages. And then here's some spells. Baneful Smite, Booming Blade, Blood Boil. So let's just read what Blood Boil does here. It says, you grab onto a creature and attempt to boil it from the inside. To try to escape your grasp before the full effect of the spell can take hold, the target must make a strength saving throw. The target takes 14d8 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. On a failed strength saving throw, the target makes a constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns for the duration. If it fails this constitution save, it takes an additional 48 fire damage. It takes no damage on a successful save. So, you can boil them from the inside with the Blood Boil. Very cool. So yeah, you can read through this, look at some of the spells and subclasses and see if it's a good fit for you, but, maritime can be a lot of fun. Next we have Welcome to Sharn. Short encounters to introduce Eberron to new players. and they've got kind of this comic book or zine looking cover, which is fun. It's by Jared Smith, $2 for 39 pages. These 4 encounters for first level characters can be dropped into any adventure and are specially designed to help introduce the world of Eberron and the magical city of Sharn to players as well as characters. Get offered a money-making scheme that risks your life. Witness a love triangle among the dragon-marked houses that turns deadly. See an infamous diplomat arrive in Sharn and come under attack. Admire the exotic beasts throughout the city, or brought to the city that go on a rampage. It offers a mix of roleplay and exciting action, as well as some surprising twists. So you've got 4 pre-generated Eberron characters as well, which can help you kind of get it off the ground here. You can see some of the pages. Very nice, clean layout. Let's look inside. So you got an intro, themes, kinds of monster lists. Let's read one of the flavor text boxes here. A teenage halfling girl with a big yellow parasol walks up to you. Hey, Lasher, are you sheltering your dome? It's breezy today. So that's the picture on the cover, I think. So yeah, lots of text to interact with the characters and read through. So here's another flavor text. The towers of Sharn are so high that people fall off of them all the time. Locals often purchase a feather token, a magic item that automatically casts Featherfall. But since not everyone can afford the feather token, and visitors to the city like you might not have one yet, Sharn also offers a reward to anyone who uses magic to save someone falling. Oh, that's nice. So, you're saving people from falling with your Featherfall spell. That's cool. So yeah, it's got this fun little flavor to it, with some cute art and a nice layout. So if you're into Eberron, this is, I think, a really good option if you're looking to pick up something new. And it's only $2, guys. So, go to the video description and look for Welcome to Sharn to click that link. Next we have Enemies and Allies, a compendium of NPCs by Brian Hamilton, $5.99 for 43 pages. It says, perfect for any dungeon master who wishes to pit players against virtually any civilization or organization. With over 70 new humanoids, your players will be able to find adventure full of intrigue and danger at any tier of play. So, cool cover there, and got your table of contents. And so then it's going through all of the different races of humanoids and giving you some stat blocks. So instead of just Aarakocra, you've got the Aerial Scout, the Druid Adept, the High Priest, the Wind Disciple. So you're seeing 5 of the 43 pages, but that gives you a good sampling of what to expect, right? For each humanoid, here's some additional stat blocks. So this could be super handy because looking at this table of contents, there's a lot of different humanoids. You got bugbears, drow, lizards, lizard folk, orc, and then a bunch of NPCs as well. So those are great to pull from, especially last minute you need something. This gives you the stat block, so you at least don't have to come up with that. You might have to still improvise, but at least you have the stats that you need to roll your stuff. So check it out over on DM's Guild. Enticing Establishments. It's from Chris Markham, and it's $3.99. It's already a copper bestseller in its first week. It says, make your town encounters exciting. Do your players try to speed through a town to get to combat? Do they know just what to expect every time they go into a tavern? Cities and towns can offer just as much adventure as some musty old tomb or lost temple. While many DMs are ready for PCs who want to visit a tavern or go to a blacksmith, this title offers many other possibilities. 30 different businesses and shops are provided, even a butcher, baker, and candlestick maker. Each establishment comes complete with different wares sold, menus, merchant NPCs, and adventure ideas. So you can tie the encounters into your campaign. So you can see kind of cool looking art and information on the various wares here. And you've got the stat blocks, you've got menus and things like that. So let's look inside. So yeah, here's Azor's Magical Emporium. In one of the wealthier districts of a large city, a small but elegant building with lattice windows and a stout iron door stands on one of the busiest corners of the streets. Above the door, the wood is engraved. No matter what language a character reads, the words are easily read by potential customers in their native tongues. It states Azor's Magical Emporium, and the doors open as the characters approach. So it's got a flavorful entrance with some magic wording, and the door opening for you, and then you can see, more flavor text. You've got Azor himself, images, wares, role-playing him, adventure ideas. This seems like a really fun supplement. I definitely would be interested in reading through this. Yeah, very cool. It's already copper seller too, so people must be liking it. Apothecary Alternate Bard Class from Rodney Sloan for $2.95 for 20 pages. It says you're a master of healing and empowering allies. Your friends are important to you, and keeping them alive is what you do, using magical elixirs and deductive skills. As a pupil of the University of Diagnosis, you're scholarly with the knack of solving the most complex puzzles. While this is often seen in your correct diagnosis, you'll easily apply your cognitive skills to solving mysteries or defeating any enemy. Alternatively, as a student of the University of Chemistry, you're a master of bombs and mutagens, a powerful array of adaptable tools to aid your allies in any situation. So it's an apothecary alternate bard class to universities instead of the typical colleges for your subclasses, and then you've got mutations for use with the School of Chemistry or University of Chemistry. So here's kind of the apothecary alternate bard class, so it's kind of tweaking the whole class and some of the features of the class, and then you get into some of the base stuff. So that's interesting. Again, we're seeing more experiments this week. People experimenting with subclass progression. People experimenting with tweaking a whole class into basically another class. So that's cool. I love to see that kind of stuff. So let's see. You have learned to distill herbs, elements, and magic to create potent medicinal cures. Your spells are powerful concoctions that you can use for various effects. So it sounds like they're bottling some of their spells. Very cool. Yeah, I love, I wrote a book called Potions Unlocked, so I obviously like potions and things like that. So apothecary, it sounds like a really fun option. I applaud them for trying this out. And yeah, it says give playtesting feedback, help them make it better. I like that as well. So for $2.95 you can make your bard totally something different. Next we have Bestiary, a very, very strange mutants. It's from Soba Kasisi. And it says, finally finished working on the Bestiary for 5e. I'm a bit tired, but it was worth it. In this Bestiary, you can find mutants, mutations, and more mutants. Lots of mutants, yes. Make your battle more exciting with this mutation table. Create flying zombies, swimming zombies, mage zombies. Imagination is your only limit. There's 16 mutants inside, vulnerabilities, and 100 mutations table. So here's kind of a list of the different mutants and a legend. Kind of some fun, text going on. It looks like they're using typography in their design here. You got the Hypnosnail. It's a cool little way of doing the stat block here. And then here's some cool kind of almost like a botanical notebook, where you're drawing what you see as you're on like a expedition. The way, the style of drawing this creature here, this mutation. Eye of Madness. The snail uses an eye on its shell to drive the target insane. Creature targeted by this ability should succeed a wisdom saving throw DC 14. If victim has less than 6 intelligence, it succeeds automatically. If it fails, it will cast an additional magical effect on the target's mind as determined by rolling a d6, and then it lists different things. The target must use his or her action each round to attack the nearest creature. The target begins babbling and is incapable of normal speech or spellcasting, so some fun little options. But yeah, mutations, you got flying snakes, a bull oracle, telepathic dogs, illusion foxes, can be fun. for $10 here on DM's Guild. Next, we have the Telepath class. So it's a brand new class from Jordan Allen. It's a pay what you want title at $2, 17 pages. It says telepaths are the natural result of unlocking your brain's next evolution, allowing you to perform special psychic abilities. It requires training like wizardry, but it is inherent like sorcery, though every intelligent being on the planet can technically unlock their latent psionic abilities. So it's got cartoonish artwork, an aura mechanic that allows for characters to do a multitude of things with their psychic abilities, including supporting allies, providing damage, speaking telepathically, and striking enemies. 8 unique subclasses, and 3 different types of talents, abilities to help you further customize your telepath. So it's nice, again, when a brand new class is presented that they have subclasses, so they've done that here. Let's take a look. You can see 3 of the 17 pages, so it gives you kind of an idea of the class features. Class table here. So Invisible Strike. As an action, you may target a creature within your psychic aura that you can see and roll a melee spell attack against them. This attack can be flavored to take any form, such as a floating weapon or a ghost-like hand. The range of this attack is equal to your psychic's aura's range. On a hit, a target takes 1d10 plus your intelligence modifier force damage. You can use your intelligence modifier for attack rolls when attacking with this feature. Cool. So nice artwork, fun, cartoon style artwork, wizard style layout, and you're getting to use telepathy. I mean, who doesn't want telepathy? I wish I had that in real life. All right, check it out. Next, we have McGrath's Omnibus to Assorted Things from Alex McGrath. Suggested price of $10, but is pay what you want for 30 pages. Come and explore all 21 unique subclass options presented. Originally created as my graduating project, this book contains revised, reiterated, and play-tested content for every class in the Player's Handbook. And it says, it's a huge thank you. I wanted to release this document for free as a way to give back to the wonderful D&D community that supported me through creating it. But I do recommend paying something. It encourages people to just keep making this stuff. I mean, you can only do it for so long without making a profit before you have to make difficult choices. So help these people out. Click the links in the video description and purchase some of the titles. So Barbarian, Path of Pain. The source of your rage is a simple one. Pain. The pain of injury sustains your rage, like a parasitic relationship. Barbarians of this path seek out pain and injury to test their limits and find greater heights of power. Gleefully wading into battle, awaiting a powerful, worthy foe, is all the path of pain barbarians desire in life. Many of these barbarians tend to be evil, and almost all of them are chaotic. Times of peace suit them ill. Well, warfare is their true source of happiness. So yeah, they don't like peace. Eating in combat. Consuming matter from a creature such as preserved meats, a broken off horn, or a dropped cog of construct doesn't actually take any form of action, as per the interacting with objects. Okay. In the Player's Handbook. So apparently this taste of power, you're going to eat something. So it says, by the 3rd level, your body has mutated to take on the aspect of foes you devour. When you first go into a rage, and on any turn while raging as a bonus action, you may attempt to make a bite attack, which is a natural weapon that deals 1d6 your strength piercing damage, and it increases to 2d6 at the 14th level. So yeah, you kind of eat your enemy here. It's a little creepy, but interesting. You can see there's 2 for each of a few of these, and then 1 for some of them, like the bard. So that was just one of the barbarian ones that we looked at. Quite awesome. Different. Okay, Eberron, Crossroads of Destiny, Surreal Carnival by Dylan Ramsey. For $2.99, you get 24 pages. It says, a bustling crossroads that sits like a thrumming heart at the center of a network of roads, rivers, and conductor stones. A factory town that rings with song as the influence of an industrious archfey spills over into the mortal world. A tense borderland where contrasts grind up against one another, resulting in sparks that would put the lightning rail to shame. Surreal Carnival is all of this and more, despite being a major city in the world of Eberron. It has yet to be explored until now. A collection of plot hooks, lore, and tantalizing ideas to spur the imaginations of dungeon masters and players alike. Whether you're staying in the city limits, venturing in the lands beyond, or simply passing through like the thousands of travelers before you, there's no end to the adventures to be found at the Crossroads of Destiny, 𝙬𝙬 𝙬𝙬. So, very interesting, undeveloped area, getting some love here. So you've got kind of the backstory. There's a manifest zone. Very different little encounters, it looks like, maybe, or little hooks. Let's look at House Orion here. Since 𝙬𝙬 𝙬𝙬 is a major crossroads, it stands to reason that it is a stronghold of House Orion, and this assessment would be correct. Laura de Orion is the station master of 𝙬𝙬 𝙬𝙬, overseeing her house operations in the surrounding region from caravans to mail delivery to one of the largest lightning rail junctions in all of Corvair. So, giving you some background on the transportation system, and yeah, just lots of detail. When Wizards comes out with these products, they have maps with different locations, and they don't flesh all of them out because they want you to have the opportunity to take one of those and make it your own. And so this is what they're doing here. They're kind of really fleshing it out. So if you love the lore of Eberron, want to kind of find out about maybe a new place that you didn't know about or didn't think about much, this could be a really good option for you. Next we have Theros Heroic Origins by David Edwards. 99 cents only, 24 pages. This work is a supplement for players creating characters in the world of Theros. It includes tables for your character's homeland, home settlement, background, and race, as well as a few supplementary tables to the rules and Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Everything in here is written specifically for the world of Thanos and the people and places found within. Or not Thanos, Theros. Thanos. I'm getting Marvel mixed into this. But they're similar, the spellings. Alright, so yeah, if you're looking for some Theros stuff, that looks like this has you covered. You can see 6 of the 24 pages. And let's read some of it. Alright. This is by no means a substitute for Xanathar's or Mythic Odysseys of Theros, but you can determine your homeland and your place of origin here with the tables they've got. It says the deity table can be used to generate a random deity for a character, so that could be helpful. And Meletians as a whole are more likely to worship Afara, Setessans, Karametrans, Scaphobians, Mogus. This table provides a relatively even chance for any deity, so giving you some alternate ways to get a deity. Very cool. So yeah, it's been a while, maybe since you had some Theros content, here you go on DM Skill. A Field Guide to Timurit, a product of the Timurit Merchants Alliance by Daniel Ottolini. And it's $9.95. It's an official field guide to the 10 towns of Timurit. So an exciting adventure setting delving into the 10 towns of the famous or infamous province of Timurit. The 10 towns are in order of importance, and they list them there. You find a map for each town featuring points of interest, as well as a handful of NPC contacts for PCs to visit, plot hooks, storylines, and 21 maps, backstory, 40 unique plot hooks, and an entire province to explore. So let's look inside and see what we got. So, cool little map here with an intro. Nice intro with a history and some settings and services and populations and the key places. So this must be all the towns, A to Z. So Cobalt Landing is a major city, a popular trading port with a focus on agricultural goods and related services, some alchemy and religious support services. Prices are normal except weaponry, which is 10% higher. So they've kind of defined each of the little towns here. Yeah, I really like this map too. Cool. So if you're looking for, a new place with these 10 towns, this looks like a fun opportunity to get this. And, $9.95, you get 55 pages worth of stuff. So click the link in the video description. Next we have The Maze of the Mad Baron by Eric Steele. It's a beginning scenario for 3 to 6 players at first level, and it's compatible with 5e. Even though it looks kind of OSR in the cover, it's 5e. 45 pages. And you are a prisoner of the despotic Lord Balthazar and his henchman, the dreaded Crimson Wizard, Argelon. You expect swift death as punishment, but the Baron has other plans. For his twisted pleasure, the Baron forces you to run a dangerous maze filled with the tricks, traps, and monsters. With only the bare minimum of equipment and your own cunning, can you find your way out of this dastardly labyrinth before you fall prey to its pitfalls and ravenous denizens? It's an old-school scenario for fast, simple play. So, let's look inside. So, it looks like there's new monsters and pre-gen characters. You're seeing 11 of the 45 pages in here. It says, this is the first of a series of adventures designed to recall the simpler days of role-playing. So that's cool. It uses material from 5th edition rules. However, it's setting neutral. And there's a player's introduction, so a lot of stuff you can read here, a lot of flavor text. And then it says, if the entire party is killed, all traps will be reset. Monsters that have been slain will remain dead, but each time the party enters an area where a monster would have been, select a new creature from the Wandering Monsters list. So it's got an option for total party kill, which I like. I mean, they need to include that in more supplements so that you have an option. And then this is the whole entrance chamber. And they got a lot of detail. Looks like there's a pool with some healing stuff, which is nice to start off. You get some healing potions that'll help you get through the adventure. So, yeah, if you're looking for a module with an old school feel, check out Maze of the Mad Baron. Linked in the video description. Books of Ravenloft. 100 books found throughout the domains of Dread and beyond. From B. Raven Wright. It's $1 for 11 pages. What would you find in the strongholds of realms of the Dark Lord? Secret, salaciousness, and sorrow is what to be found within the books of Ravenloft. Make your Ravenloft more vivid by picking this supplement up today. So let's look inside and see what it's all about with these books. I like this cover. Very cool, interesting look. You get to see 3 of the 11 pages. So various different books, and here's one called The Children of Olmed. This dusty black leather tome provides some information is found is in the Almost Inquisitor section that is contained in the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, and it's written in Orcish. And then you've got The Faces of the Mist. This false book contains a spinning top carved with 4 faces: happy, sad, wrathful, and dead. The faces appear to be the race of the person who first opened the book. So very cool. You can play with some various different looking books. This works with the book bearer lineage in my book on lineages. So you need lots of books, or Candlekeep Mysteries. It works with that. You really can't have enough books in this game, and it's only $1. So if you need some books, especially some creepy ones for Ravenloft, I would check this out. And then we have the Cube from Level Up Corner. It's 123 pages. It says it's inspired by Diablo. The cube is a special item that gives flair to any adventure. An evil being from another world threatens the very existence of the universe. It is up to your party to travel to the strange land, encountering dangerous creatures and the items of the likes of which have never been seen before. They have to stop the evil once and for all, or risk the destruction of the universe. It's made for characters levels 1 to 20. You can run it alongside any campaign or inspiration to help shape your story. You gain a semi-flexible storyline that can be incorporated into any campaign, a town hub of interesting new NPCs, new items to make your players more powerful, and 31 runes and 22 special formulas to allow players to customize their own gear. And it's only a taste of what you'll encounter. So we're seeing 13 pages out of the 123, but it looks like we're kind of in the middle. We're seeing part of the table of contents. So the cube is a stone box with a button and a semicircular glass inlaid on one side. This semicircular glass piece acts as a scrying device that shows where the players will end up once they enter. To get to this place, the player must first push the button. The button will make one side of the box open so the players can put objects inside the box. So cool. It's like a very different item. Once 2 items are inserted inside and the box is closed, the players will need to push the button again. Keep in mind that these items need to represent something shown in the scrying device: a rock, a bit of dirt for a dirty stone room, etc. Upon pressing the button, the blue room portal opens or appears that shows what the players have seen in the scrying device. They are transported to the location upon entry. So that's cool. It's like they almost have like their own TARDIS from Doctor Who. It's our second reference to Doctor Who this week, but appropriate nonetheless. So yeah, this seems kind of interesting and different, and I can see why you could run it along another campaign here. So maybe read through this. Click the link in the video description and come here and read through this and see if it'll work for you. To me, it looks very interesting, and I mean, it's 123 pages, so there's got to be something in there for the $20 that you can use, if not the entire thing, right? Well, that's the last title for this week, but I hope you please subscribe to the channel, share this video, like the video, follow us on Twitter at Splinterverse, and keep on watching. Every week we'll have a new one of these with lots of titles, and use those links in the video description to check out all these titles and purchase them. Also consider our books: Potions Unlocked, Van Richten's Libram of Lineages. Lots of stuff out there that we've done for you to check out and support the channel, and hopefully you'll support these other creators as well. So until next time, happy adventuring.